Hi, everybody. This is Tamara from Moogly, and with any luck, we are live. So, thank you so much for joining us today. Of course, there's a slight delay here on my end, so if you'll give me just a moment. Hopefully, we will be make sure just confirm. Yep, that's up and running. We've got YouTube running, and it looks Facebook should be starting here in just a second. So, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for those who have already tuned in and joined our little countdown. It's always fun to see everybody waiting with me here for everything to actually begin. Sorry if my voice sounds a little off. I had a big weekend at Stitch Up Chicago, hosted by Stitch and Hustle, Michelle Costa, and it was an amazing event. It was a ton of fun, and I did more talking than I probably normally do in a month. So I don't know if it's that or the season. It's springtime, but my throat is just a little bit scratchy today. So bear with me. But I want to thank you again for joining me. Like I said, I had a ton of fun this weekend. I've got a bunch of fun stuff to show you guys, as well as, of course, catching up with everything that's been happening on the blog. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. We've got, of course, our latest crochet along square, which coincidentally was also designed by Michelle Costa of Stitch and Hustle, who puts together the Stitch Up Chicago events. When she signed up for this date, I knew it was right next to the event, and I thought to myself, is she crazy or is she trying to, cross promote? Turns out she kind of forgot her own thing and double booked herself, but she still came up with this beautiful square for us. Look at it. This is gorgeous. It's full of these beautiful puff stitches. You can see this is what the back looks like. My border is a little bit thicker. I had to add a couple of extra rounds to get to the size, which is not, abnormal or unusual. I know a few other people had to do the same, and they've come up with some really cute ones too. Some really fun borders for this one showing up in the Facebook group. So that has been really fun to see as well. But this was a great way, of course, to show off our colors. Some really, really neat use of color in the group. Some really fun ones. I saw one earlier today where they had used white as their background, and they've used white, sort of the solid stitches in between the puff stitches, just doing the puff stitches in their colors. So they really stood out and really popped really beautifully there too. So another wonderful square is what the back looks like. You can see quite reversible. Great, great square from Stitch and Hustle. This is block number 7. So that means we are nearly a third of the way through with our crochet along for this year, which is blowing my mind. I mean, it feels like 2025 feels like it's still gearing up, like it's just getting started. I'm finally getting my feet under me. And here we are getting ready to start square number 8 soon. But I am using, excuse me, I'm using up my stash of Red Heart with Love to make I'm trying to use some of it at least to make my crochet along blanket this year. So that's what I'm using. And of course, if you want to join in, it is never too late. We've been doing this crochet along since I want to say 2014. So it's been 11 years now. That's 24 squares a year for 11 years. Jump on in anytime. We're gonna keep going. We don't have any plans to stop at all. You can pick past your squares, jump in where we are. It's just a lot of fun and a really supportive community, and you'll learn some really great stitches. So, all right, let's see what else. Got to go back to my list so I make sure I don't miss anything. We have our series of patterns that I've been going through. Of course, it started over a year ago with the heart. I put that one out for Valentine's Day. And I realized after that, as I started getting to the habit of playing cards with some friends, there was an opportunity here. So I added the diamond shaped cloth. And then yesterday, make sure I hold it the right side out here. There we go. This is the spade shaped cloth. So you can see this one was kind of easy for me to figure out. I took the heart, just made it a little bit smaller and added this great stem, and we've got the spade. And this one will have a video tutorial, should have a video tutorial out tomorrow. That just leaves the club, which we've got right here. Here's our club-shaped cloth. You can see I did these, oops, there's the front. I did these in navy blue because it's what I happen to have on hand. Of course, black would be the traditional color for these, but you can use whatever color you like. So we've still got this one to go. I still need to film this tutorial. Hopefully my throat will clear up before I have to do that, but it's on the list for this week. So the last one, the club, will come out next week. And then finally, this set will be complete. Excuse me. So if there are any other things like that, if you've seen, it all got inspired by the heart, right? Somebody said that would make a great card suit. And I thought, here we go. And then I started playing cards and it stuck in my head. So if there's something like that you've seen on Moogly, sort of the start to a set that you'd like to see completed, definitely let me know. I would love to do that. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you guys like that and that you like the square as well. It is a really pretty one. Michelle did a great job on that. So, okay, so that's the newest patterns. Excuse me. For those, I used Lily Sugar and Cream. I believe the original heart, this one I remade. I don't know where the original one ran off to. But I did use Lily Sugar and Cream for these. It's a worsted weight yarn. It came up with, I tried to make them all sort of fit the same size. They're all going to be slightly different, of course, but they all sort of a size, if you will. So I used worsted weight yarn. You can see they all ended up around 7 to 9 inches or so. If you want to, of course, you can use whatever yarn you like. Use tiny fingering weight yarn. You can make a very delicate garland. Use great big yarn. You can make great big wall hangings for like a casino night. It's very popular, for fundraisers, things like that, or even just playing cards with your friends. Make a few, throw them out on the tables, use them as trivets, dishcloths, washcloths, napkins. They're just a really fun way to, liven up the table. And I love Anna's idea here. She says that would make a great Christmas gift for card players. I love that. So thank you, Anna. That's a great comment. Thank you. And hi, Stacy from Mason City, Iowa. I'm waving to you from Bettendorf, so not too far away. All right. So those have all been happening. And then there is a tote bag that I made, the matcha cream tote bag, which was right here. Where did I put it? I have so many things to show you guys. They've actually wandered away. Oh, nope. Where did it go? Okay, well, you've seen it. It's out. You've seen it. It's got a video tutorial now. Congratulations to that pattern, wherever it has run off to. Must have put it to use. Needed a bag for something. But the matcha cream tote bag does have its own video tutorial up now. So let's move on. That one used Universal Yarns Vireo or Vireo. One of those is right. And then we've also got our Jimmy Beans wool. Let me try that again. Jimmy Beans wool beanstalk worsted yarn giveaway. So I want to jump into that. Let's talk about that. Ooh, this is a slick yarn. You can see the label wants to slide right off. Let me slip that back on and hold that up for you. This is Jimmy Beans beanstalk worsted. It's a 100% anti-pilling acrylic. And as you can see, it is super shiny. This one has a ton of sheen. Very slick. That label really does want to slide right off, but it really is a lovely yarn. Excuse me. I've been using this while I work on the Jimmy Beans Blanket Kit Club this year. They have a version using this yarn as well as Madeline Tosh. And I went with this one because acrylic fits my lifestyle better. I'm just know that I'm not going to, have the space and time to delicately take care of a blanket. I want something that's going to go in the washer and dryer. So I went with this one, and I am very much enjoying using it. I will tell you, I just finished last night working up the fourth set of instructions. I haven't woven in the ends yet, but that means over the months I'm picking this up and working on it and handling it over and over again. And I'm not getting any pilling, any fuzzing. I am very impressed with how this yarn is holding up. I've even blocked the pieces that are attaching to each other several times, and genuinely, I am very pleased with it. So I'm very excited to be able to offer a giveaway for that yarn on Moogly happening right now. We also have a second yarn giveaway that's really fun going on for Bernat Blanket All-in-One Granny Square new shades. Again, I don't even have any of the new shades yet. They're so new, but it's the Granny Square yarn. It makes the Granny Squares right in the skein, or of course you can use it as a self-striping, which I did do in the spike cluster stitch Afghan. So lots of options there for how you use it, but I really am, I enjoy that yarn and I think you should check it out. So thank you. Let's see. Stacy said, these would be great to go along with my mosaic crochet blanket that I made last year. It has the same motifs. That would be awesome. That's so cool. We've got Angela from South Wales, UK, Cardiff. Wonderful. I will be honest, the only thing I know about Cardiff is Doctor Who, but I love it. That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. And hi, Patricia from Chile. And Anna used to live in Davenport. That's awesome. Thank you all so much for being here with us today. I really love seeing where everybody's tuning in from. So a couple more things. I have, you can see I'm surrounded by yarn here in my office, but of course I don't just crochet in here. In fact, I actually do very little crocheting in here. I like to take my crochet to the bedroom or the living room where I can kind of spread out on the couch and, it's not a pretty photograph moment, but it's a real moment, right? When you spread out all your stuff and you got your drinks and your cozy pajamas on and everything else. And I will say, one thing I showed you guys last time, it is now up in my bedroom because it's getting used. I'll try and remember to grab it down next time. That Volari pillow that I opened for you guys last time, I will bring it down for the next live because I really am enjoying using that. I used that last night when I was finishing up our 4th month of the Beanstalk or the Jimmy Beans Wool Blanket Kit Club, and it was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. I really can see how it's going to let me crochet for longer without the shoulder pain and without arm fatigue. So I'm really enjoying that. And if you go to the post today on Moogly, where I've got links to everything I'm talking about, I have linked to that pillow with a 15% off code. So I wanted to let you guys know I'm leaving that up. Even though I forgot to bring the pillow down and show you guys again, I'm going to have that code up right there for you guys. So that is what's been happening on the blog and in my life. But now let's talk about what happened this last weekend at Stitch Up Chicago. So if you've been to Stitch Up Chicago before, and I know we've got a couple people here watching who have, it really is a yarn event like no other. It is sort of like a retreat and a gathering and a community, and there's not so much classes as workshops and food, and it's just a fantastic time spent together. There's a yarn tasting, and it's just everybody goes home with a great big bag of yarn. There's a shopping trip to Nina Chicago, which is one of my favorite local yarn stores. It really is just such a treat. So it's a whole weekend of fun, and I've got lots of goodies to share with you guys. And the fun thing is, the sponsors for Stitch Up Chicago are sharing their discount code, not just with those of us who attended, but with all of you as well. So I get to share it with all of you guys. So again, I've got all this information. I actually print out the blog post to follow along with while I talk to you guys each time I do one of these. But today, under the sneak peek slash special treat section, we've got the code. It's StitchUp25. I'll just go ahead and tell you, StitchUp25 is going to get you anywhere from 10 to 25% off at all the sponsors' websites. And I have linked to all these sponsors inside the blog post as well, so you don't have to go looking for them. But I'm going to give you a little peek of some of the stuff you're going to find on their websites because they're just too much fun. And I don't have something from all of them, but I definitely have something from most of them. And let's start right at the beginning with Nina Chicago. This is a local yarn store in Chicago, Illinois. Absolutely fantastic. And they have their own signature yarn line in addition to carrying some beautiful yarns from around the world. Lots of local yarns too, which I love. But they have this line called Movers and Makers. And they sent me these earlier because I was one of the hosts for Stitch Up Chicago. So that was a lovely gift. And these are worsted. And look at that blue. Isn't that gorgeous? It's such a beautiful shade. But I actually went ahead and purchased something while I was there. And I'm going to show you guys. I got some of the Movers and Makers in fingering weight yarn. I have not yet made a fingering weight garment. And this has me wanting to do it. I feel inspired. I've got the shape in my head. I know what I want to do, and I'm really excited to put this yarn to use. So that's going to be something new coming up on Moogly here, hopefully in the next few months. We'll see. Garments always take a little bit of time and planning. There's a lot more math as you can imagine, there's a lot more math in putting up, 6, 7, 8 sizes of a sweater than, say, a washcloth or a basket, right? So that's going to take a little bit of time, but I'm very excited about it. One of the other sponsors was Universal Yarn that you may be familiar with. They've got tons and tons of different yarns, all different weights and everything. This one I thought was just a particularly pretty little ball called Sugar Sake. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. We'll find out. It is a super fine 459 yards. I know sometimes we can get sticker shock when we look at these skeins and we say, oh my gosh, it's how much for one little skein of yarn. And that said, I have no idea how much this is. It could be anything. But I know in general, sometimes we look at these skeins and say, oh my gosh, it's how much for a skein yarn. But it's 459 yards because it's fingering weight yarn. So you always have to keep that in mind. It is so much fun. Oh, Yvonne, and you were missed. I will tell you, Yvonne is commenting here, Lady in Red Yarn. You were missed for sure at Stitch Up Chicago. I noticed you weren't there and I didn't want to say anything, but I am sorry that it was under bad circumstances, but my thoughts are certainly with you, and I'm hope to see you there again next year. Okay, what else? We've got Katya yarn. They again sent several, but this was one of the very pretty ones that I really liked. It doesn't want to show merino, 100% merino yarn. Let's get rid of that label. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Such gorgeous yarn. So Katya, I don't know a whole lot about them. They're a company I need to learn more about, but they do have a lot of really great yarns, and they also come from all over. I noticed a lot of them were labeled from like Italy or Spain. This one is Spain, and it's also non-mulesing wool. So that's something that's important to some people. So that's a good brand to look for that as well. Let's see. We've got Asylum Fibers, and this I have not seen yarn like this from Asylum Fibers. I've used their yarn before, and I've got actually a project in progress with one of them right now. But this is a Boucle DK. Let me turn that around. Look at that. A Boucle DK. I have never seen one of these before, and I am so excited to give it a try. Aren't those gorgeous colors gorgeous? So beautiful. There it goes. Now it wants to focus. So I'm really excited to give this a whirl, and yeah, I think it's just really pretty. So that's something's really special and really unique. And Asylum Fibers has lots of course, smooth yarns as well that are really beautiful, but I hadn't seen one just like that before. Let's see what else. The Yarn Inspirations, of course. We all know Yarn Inspirations. They were one of the sponsors. This happened to be one of my prizes. I've got a few more skeins of this in my stash, maybe, but the Granny Square all-in-one. Really lovely yarn. Let's see. We've got Knitting Fever. Knitting Fever, they distribute a lot of other brands and things. So one of the yarns they carry is this Juniper Moon Farm Iris. Check that out. Isn't that unique? Look at that. It almost kind of has that boucle sort of wiggle to it. I don't know if there's an official term for it. I just call it the wiggle of boucle. But you can see, look at that. It's got a lot of halo to it. So officially, this is a medium weight yarn, which you wouldn't think when you look at that tiny little strand, right? I found the end. I don't want to take it off the skein right now because I feel like this might tangle a little bit. But look at that. You can see how teeny tiny that strand is, but because of all that fuzz, it actually works up as a worsted weight yarn. So whatever you make with this is going to be so light and airy and fluffy. I have this skein and I have one more skein, but it's in a different color. I'm trying to decide how I can use them because I think this stuff is just so fluffy and interesting. I'm really curious to see how it works up. I saw a couple of finished projects with it. One was knit and one was crochet. And the knit one, they had single stranded and it was just as light and airy and as you can imagine. And the crochet one, they'd actually double stranded it and it made it really dense and warm and cozy. So it was really neat to see those two different effects you could get with that yarn as well. Um, the single stranded one, I believe, is available for free on their website. And the other one was by Detroit Knots. So hopefully she'll come out with the pattern for that eventually for all of us. I know it came out to the Stitch Up participants, but fingers crossed she'll release it to everybody else as well. Then we had, let's see, such a list. Keenan Hand Dyed Yarns, another amazing yarn dyer. Here's a little sample, bright pink. Let me get their label up there so you can see that. Keenan Hand Dyed Yarns. Gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. I think I had another skein of hers here. Yes, a couple more. Here they are. Here are some full size skeins of hers. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the way these two go together. These need to be a project as well. If you guys have ideas, let me know. I always say I have to wait for the yarn to tell me what it wants to be. I've got a lot of new yarns. There's a lot of shouting. So if you guys are hearing a project with any of these, let me know what you think they need to be because there is just so many good yarns here to play with. What else? We've got Creo, another wonderful company, fantastic yarns. See that? Look at that. This one's got beautiful texture and color to it, doesn't it? This one's called Lake Lodge. Such a beautiful shade of green. I'm excited to play with that one as well. And then Bad Sheep Yarn, another super fun company. Great people. I got a chance to meet most everybody, most of these sponsors while we were there, and others I've met before. Everybody is just absolutely fantastic. This is Bad Sheep Yarn. This yarn, I find this dyer in particular, gets a really fantastic depth of color. Like her colors are just so saturated and so, I don't want to say moody, but almost moody. Absolutely gorgeous stuff. Really, really lovely. So Bad Sheep Yarn, another wonderful dyer to check out. I know, Yvonne, you did miss some stuff, but next year it'll be better than ever. Here's another little sample of the Bad Sheep yarns in another color. Aren't those gorgeous? So many fun things to play with. I can't wait. Then of course, Knit Companion was another sponsor. I just have a little postcard for them. Free download there, so definitely check them out. I don't use it myself, but a lot of people swear by it. It's in particular for knitters, but I think it probably works well for crocheters too. It's help you keep track of your patterns. So something to check out if that's something you need. Barocco was also a sponsor. They sent this lovely skein of Mystico. It's a cotton alpaca wool nylon blend. So lots of fun there. I might have to get a little more of that to make something, but I think that it's got some really interesting possibilities and it's got a really lovely feel to it. So check that one out as well. And of course, if you're a Barocco fan, there's so many great yarns there. Go use that discount code, right? Knit Ba Pearl was another sponsor. Earth Yarns was another sponsor. I don't have things specifically to hold up from them. Twice Sheared Sheep, I think I might have skipped over them. They make really great accessories for crocheters and knitters. This one is a snag-free row counter. Very clever. And they make some really other fun stuff as well. They've got pom-pom makers and, oh, this great little spinner for your yarn, a little tabletop yarn spinner. Lots of really fun stuff there. Like I say, Earth Yarns, beautiful yarn. Knit Ba Pearl, again, beautiful yarns. Knit Knows, they do lots of other fun things, but in particular, they have these project bags. So I've got a couple of these to show you guys. Let's go ahead and just sort of unbox these together here, unwrap them. They've got a lovely little ribbon around it there. So we've got two different sizes, it looks like. So this is a smaller project bag. Let's see. It's got a little clip inside here. And then it's got another clip outside, which is cool. And then it looks like a drawstring with a little toggle. A little stiff, but not too bad. And it's very, very, very lightweight. This is, it's very, very lightweight. It feels waterproof. And it is a Go Knit bag. It says machine wash, cool, line dry. So that's great. If anything like me, we want the waterproof and you want your bag to be washable. I'm spot cleaning my bags all the time. So here is the bigger one. And then this is the larger size of the knit bags. So take a look inside. You can see it's the same material inside. Again, we've got a clip on the inside as well as a loop on the outside. So you can hang it from whatever. And yeah, another drawstring with a toggle. So this is great. I love having a variety of project bags to use. Just depending on the size of the project. Sometimes I like to coordinate the colors. But yeah, super handy. So thank you to all the sponsors and thank you to Stitch Up Chicago for having me back as host again this year. Very excited for next year. I cannot wait. Already thinking about it, already talking to Michelle, making plans, all the things we can do. I think it's going to be a blast. And it's just always such an amazing time and such a wonderful opportunity to really get together with fellow crocheters and knitters. Make some new crocheters and knitters. I was very excited to get to teach a couple people how to crochet. So that was very exciting. As always, we love that. So yeah, it's just a fantastic event. I will have some giveaways and things over the course of the year as we get ready for next year. So you can look forward to those as well. I will definitely be sharing those with all of you guys. Yes, and I love, oh my gosh, and we missed you too, Yvonne. We missed anybody who wasn't able to come. This year, just like previous years, it was about 50% previous attendees and 50% new attendees. So it's always amazing to see how many people return and how many people we, bring in every year that are completely new faces. It's always so exciting. So that happened this year. I'm sad it's over, but I'm excited it happened and I'm looking forward to next year. Coming up this year, I still have a bunch of events. If you want to come hang out with me, I want to hang out with you. Now, the first one is in June 21st, in Intercourse, Pennsylvania, at the Lancaster Yarn Shop. I always joke, I can't imagine why they went with Lancaster. But yes, or Lancaster, excuse me. I've been corrected on the pronunciation. It's Lancaster. So the Lancaster Yarn Shop, I will be in person for a full day crochet retreat. We're going to be talking about baubles. We're going to be talking about amigurumi. And I've got a sweater pattern for us, or a tank top, I should say. T-top to work up together in the afternoon. And in the afternoon, since I know this is kind of their first real crochet event they've had at this shop, I'm encouraging anybody who attends to bring their whips, bring their crochet issues, bring their problems, and I'm sure we'll have some time at the end of the day to really go over those together and answer your questions and find those pain points that sometimes it just helps to have somebody there in person for. So I'm really excited about that. Then a month later, in July, I will be at the Chain Space Retreat in Reno. So that is with the Crochet Guild of America. They've brought back, they don't have the full chain link conference every summer, building back up slowly from scratch here after the pandemic. But they have brought back the chain space retreats, and I'm really excited to be a teacher at that event. So I will be teaching at Chain Space Retreat in July 24th through the 27th. There's going to be several teachers there, and it's going to be a really amazing time, and I'm excited to do that. I haven't done one of those specifically yet, so that's exciting. Then in September, I will be leading a craft tours trip to Scotland. If you haven't heard me talk about that, I feel like I've talked till I'm blue in the face, almost as blue as William Wallace, right? But no, it's going to be fantastic. And unfortunately, because it's international travel, decisions have to be made. So signups for that end May 6th. And in fact, the Lancaster ones, the signups end around the same time, just because they need to have numbers, make sure not enough people to go. That's always a factor for these trips when you go overseas. If you don't have the minimum number of people, you don't get to go either, because it's, it's just the way the numbers work out for the company. So fingers crossed, we've got till May 6th. Get signed up for September for Scotland. We're going to be going around the Scottish Highlands. We're going to be going to a tartan mill. We're going to be going to the Fraser Homestead. If you're an Outlander fan, it's going to be a really exciting time. Lots of yarn shopping too. And of course, crochet workshops with me. Then in October, I will be in person at Big Raven Farm, Minnesota for a Cozy Stitches, a fall crochet retreat. Want to make sure I got that right. That one's October 23rd through the 26th, and we're going to be talking about expressing ourselves through crochet. And there's going to be some yoga mixed in as well. So this one's a little bit more of an artsy, craftsy, get together and express ourselves. I'll be going over some techniques like tapestry and let's see, appliques and surface crochet and different ways that we can really use crochet as an art to express ourselves. And then finally, for this year, hopefully, finally, that's a lot of travel. In December, I will be leading, again, if we can get everybody signed up, we're going to be going to the Christmas markets in Austria and Bavaria. So that's a really exciting one. That's early December. Didn't write down the dates, oddly enough. I don't know why I didn't do that. It's early December. So we're not getting too close to the holidays, but it is close enough that we can do that beautiful Christmas shopping at all those Christmas markets, see some wonderful sights. There's supposed to be an apple strudel making class, which I'm really excited about, as well as glass blowing. Love that. I've always wanted to try glass blowing and see that up close and personal. So I'm very excited about that trip as well. And again, I hope some of you will be able to join me for sure. So that is everything officially on my list, except back at the very top today, what I'm wearing is a brand new sweater that I have not yet released. And in fact, it still doesn't even have a name. I'm just calling it, I think right now it's April Pullover in my in my list. But you can see this is a DK weight sweater that I have designed. It's using mostly double crochet and single crochet stitches. I've come up with long sleeve, and it's got this really great V-neck that I'm really enjoying. So I'm really loving this sweater. I hope you guys will too. This is just your little sneak peek of it today. Still don't, like I said, I still don't have a name. I'll come up with one though before we debut it. But I am going to be debuting this sweater in May on mooglyblog.com in 4 parts. I'm going to release it as a crochet along because I really want everybody to get excited about this sweater. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's easier than it looks, and I think that it is going to be a great little topper to use throughout the year. I don't know about you, but it's like the seasons don't even matter anymore with the amount of air conditioning everybody uses. I have to carry a sweater all year round, so I am excited about this one, and I hope you are too. I used Bernat Softy Cotton. I'm looking at the yarn right now and make sure I said that right. Yeah, Bernat Softy Cotton, the 3 DK weight one. And I'm really loving it so far. I want to work up another one and yet another yarn and see how it works out. But I really like it, and I hope you guys will like it too. I'll give you a little bit more of a peek here. There we are. So currently unnamed sweater, but the pattern will be out in May, and I hope you guys will join me for a crochet along for that. I will absolutely be putting out more information on that as we get closer to May, which I know it's only the 9th, but it feels like it's right around the corner, right? After Easter and everything else going on, it's going to be a busy month, but aren't they all? So I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves. I hope you're staying healthy, staying away from whatever itchies are causing the throat itchies right now. And hopefully the spring allergies aren't getting to you too bad. I know my nose wants to just run, run, run. So anyway, yeah, I hope you're doing great. I hope you'll check out some of the links today on Moogly. Like I say, all the links to everything I've talked about are up on the blog right now. If I missed anything, drop me a comment, let me know, I'll get it up. And yeah, I can't wait to share the sweater and some more good stuff with you. So thank you all so much for joining me today. Take care of yourselves, stay healthy, stay safe out there, and keep on stitching. We'll see you next time.